it is Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm really excited about this segment that we're doing. And this is with the future, right? Because you guys are the future. But we have 3 students here with us. We have Odessa Forbes.
Hi.
We also have Ashanti Butler.
Hi.
And Quadair Jordan.
How are you guys doing?
Okay, and this is all part of a program, Tomorrow's Leaders, NYC Inc. And the program director is here with us, Toyin.
Pleasure
How
to
you
be
doing,
here.
Toyin?
I'm well.
Say your whole name so we...
My full name is Oluwatoyin. That means God is worth praising.
Okay. All right, wait, let me do it right. Oluwatoyin.
Yes.
Okay, got it. All right, so can you tell us about Tomorrow's Leaders before we get into these questions that we're going to do today?
So Tomorrow's Leaders is an organization that I found in 2011, December 2011, after working at different nonprofit organizations and having a background in education. I said I wanted to start my own program, and I wanted to do it in my community. So I left where I was at to start this. And I always felt like in order to have a business to thrive, you have to stand out. Mm-hmm. So I thought about how could I start something as far as nonprofit stand out. So I thought about my experiences working with youth, and I always kind of came up with a connection with kids that have been left back in school. Mm-hmm. It was very weird unintentionally. But then when I decided to go back to school to study nonprofit management, and I came up with a business plan, I said that, you know what, I'm going to start my organization focusing on this population of kids.
Right.
And they're Tomorrow's Leaders because of their situations, being held back in school for whatever the reasons, they're indirectly leaders in the school. They're older than most of their classmates. They pretty much, people follow them, one way or another. Mm-hmm. So we're going to use their past situations into positive. So they are basically Tomorrow's Leaders. So that's what it came about.
You know what's interesting is when I was in college, I wanted to be a teacher. And so I actually did in Washington Heights this program called Urban Education. And there were students there that were kept back for a year, but it was different reasons why. So for each of you, I want to ask, and I'll tell you what my experience was like, because I feel like some of them were the most gifted, but were not interested in school like that. And so I know sometimes there's a lot of challenges that could be going on at home or an environment. So I just wanted to start with you, Odessa. What was your experience? Because you're a senior now, about to graduate, okay?
I am. Finally. My experience is a bit different from everyone else, as I was never left back because of academic hardships. It was mainly because since a young age, I was traveling all over the world. And so because I'm traveling and some of them had language barriers, the curriculum was different. Mm-hmm. And so when I finally settled back in America, they left me back because their teaching style was way different than where I was before. And there was also a language barrier. So they were just like, what is the class that we can put you back in that would not be too bad? And that's why I get left back.
Okay. How did that affect you? Did you feel like that was something that was a reasonable thing to do,
Well, reasonable, yes. As I said, I traveled a lot, so it became normal, a normal thing. But it did affect me in the way that I was more complacent, I was more reserved, and I was very much more shy. And so I would not be as outspoken as I was. And even if I knew something, I would hold myself back intentionally as a way not to draw attention to myself, as I was older than my peers and I was coming in like fresh meat, kind of.
Okay. All right. And Ashanti, you're also a senior about to graduate. Congratulations. So tell me your story.
My story. So basically, it all started in first grade. When I was 2, I was diagnosed with hearing problem. Mm-hmm. So I was going back and forth to the hospital for my ear infections and everything. So that affected me with school. So in first grade, I got left back once because I was keep on going back and forth to the hospital, getting surgeries for my ears, trying to see if I could pay attention to the class. I can't really hear the teacher. I got to come to the first class, like first hour in line or whatever. And then they wanted to try to fight for an FM unit in school. My mom tried to fight for an FM unit so I could try to be on my right grade and try to do what I have to do for myself and my health. But it wasn't working. They was keep on denying me and everything. So I just got left back twice because of my hearing and everything and my sight. Like, I just now got glasses to this, last year.
But the glasses are cute.
Thank you.
Now, how did that affect you, though?
It affected me because like I was the only older kid in the class, and then like I see my other associates slash friends is moving up to the next grade, and I'm like, dang, I could have been them, but it's not even my fault. It's like it's my health,
Right.
and that just made me depressed and everything. But I just kept fighting. Me and my mother, and then I finally got hearing aids and everything. So I've been working, doing what I have to do, being on honor roll.
That's
doing
right.
Everything. So I just been working hard, pushing hard, the
Okay.
best way I can with
All
this
right.
hearing program.
That's great. And Cordair, what about you?
I would totally say my trouble like with like school and stuff, it started from grades 3 to 6. In class, I would often find myself falling behind than like the other students, because like we started to learn in like third grade PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, and etc.
Thank you for explaining that because I
So-
definitely forgot.
So we
What's
started
that?
to learn that, and basically it's like I wouldn't understand it because I would just do it like, you know, how it's put in front of me instead of actually checking to see if it's parentheses first, exponents, because when they give you the work and the teachers that I had, it really wasn't explainable, and I had to kind of figure things out on my own. So by the time I would be able to figure things out, the class is already 3 lessons ahead of me, and now I'm struggling to find time to learn how to do decimals, learn how to do fractions, and like, you know, I passed 3rd grade, but I passed by the skin of my teeth, but it really didn't catch up to me till 4th grade.
Okay.
Where I got left back, and then I had to do the grade again, and it just, like, it's not discouraging, but seeing, like, as Ashanti touched up, like, seeing your friends go on and, like, you know, they're going off and stuff, it really makes you think, like, that could have been me, but, like, the way I look at it and the way how I viewed it when I was younger, it's not my fault because
Right.
I felt like the teacher should have been doing more to help me versus just moving fast and moving at everybody's pace, or like, you know, try to work with me independently.
And how did the other students treat you? Like knowing that you were older than them, was it a big deal or was it not a big deal?
I would say it. I would say I wouldn't call it bullying. I would just call it like, you know, I was just talked about. But it didn't feel good either.
Right.
Because it's just like, you know, when, you know, kids like back, you know, when I was younger, they used to be like, oh yeah, look at the big dummy who's still in like 4th grade when
Oh, yeah,
he's
that's
supposed to be
bullying.
in 5th. So
That's definitely bullying.
it wasn't bullying to me only because ever since like when it came to like calling names and stuff, I used to throw it right back, even though it didn't solve nothing, but
Right.
still had to do the schoolwork. But it was just a way for me for like, you know, protecting myself,
Yeah.
because I felt like, you know, nobody else is like the same age as me and I can't relate to nobody else. So that was my way of like protecting myself, so-called. But
Now, can you talk about this program that you have, Toyin, and how this has actually what the program does for these students?
So the program provides social, emotional, and academic support to the kids. We partner with New York City public schools and charter schools that have a high amount of the population.
Okay.
So this population, you know, the reality is you're going to find this issue in certain communities. East New York, Brownsville, South Bronx, Southside Jamaica, Queens. So we partner with schools in those communities, and we provide social, emotional, and academic support during the school day to those students twice a week. We're there for the entire day. The students have mentors that are assigned to them, and then those same students have the opportunity to get support outside of school. So we work with their families, help the families and whatever way we can.
That's great.
We do a lot of community service. They do a lot of giving. These kids are amazing. They do a lot of giving back to the different communities. We expose them to different career fields and colleges. We just came back from Clark Atlanta, actually.
I see you got the Clark Atlanta
yeah,
hoodie
you
on.
know I gotta
So
represent.
I'm all about exposure because those are the things that, you know, for me growing up, you know, I grew up, I'm from Nigeria. My family, I came from a big family. Everything was about family exposure. When I went to elementary school, middle school, high school in Brooklyn, everything was about exposure. And then one of the things, even going to Hampton, it was just exposure. And it taught me that, you know, we can educate and empower ourselves. We don't have to wait on other people to do that for us. And that's something that I've always kind of just used to this day. Like, why can't we just do it for ourselves? Why we have to always depend on other groups?
Right.
So
I agree with you there. Now, Odessa, do you have any idea what it is that you want to do in your future? If you think about your career, like, have you had that set since you were younger, or are you still trying to figure that out?
I have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently going to be a criminal justice major in Hampton University.
Whoop, whoop. Okay.
The goal is to be a lawyer. Still iffy in which type of lawyer, but I know it's a lawyer. And
What got you interested in that?
Well, growing up, it was my family and a little bit of me, because I do not agree, but they have said since a young age I have been very much argumentative, and so I always have something else to say. Don't nod. I always have something to say, even if it's just curiosity. I like to know details. I like to research, like all of that. And so because of that, I was just really drawn to the career, and so I was just like, hey man, everything is pointing in that direction, so why not take it?
When you watch the news, what interests you right now? Like what you've been watching? I know Donald Trump just got found guilty in this civil suit, but are there certain things that you're keeping up with?
I'm just keeping up with everything, but at the same time trying to keep it at arm's length, because everything since the pandemic has been it's so much.
Yeah, it is a lot.
It's a lot, and what I'm particularly interested in at the moment was the TikTok fiasco.
Okay.
Like, that's something I really kind of like zeroed in on.
If they're banning TikTok here, or
yes.
Okay.
And I was particularly interested in the meeting they had, and like them voicing their opinions and whatnot. I was very particularly interested in that, and I still kind of like bring it up with peers. Like, what do you think about this?
Well, good. I'm glad you brought that up, because we are going to talk about social media. So what do you think about TikTok? Do you think that it is more good or more harm for people your age, teenagers?
Well, I'm kind of biased because I don't necessarily use TikTok, but I feel like it's a good outlet for expression and to have some kind of like agency and freedom over your life. But with that being said, it is very much detrimental with the content that is on TikTok as of now, because I feel like there's just a wide array of things that's not really educational or very much motivational in the way that should be. It's more detrimental to the mental health to a lot of kids. So I feel like it should be kind of like reined in a little bit more, but I do think the idea of it and the reason behind it is good.
What about you, Ashanti? What are your thoughts about TikTok?
Well, I'm a TikTok dancer. I love TikTok. I'm not even
I'm
gonna
all
put
for
TikTok down, none of that. TikTok really like taught me a lot of things. Like, I used to dance on a dance team, but like I used to have seizures, so I had to get up out of there and get my life together. So once I started seeing TikTok and everything, I just do a little 15-second dance move. At least I could do a little 30-second, 15-second dance moves and don't get tired as much as you on a dance team. You get tired and everything. So TikTok made me learn multiple dances, multiple cooking things, everything, because my dream is culinary. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I've been saying that since I was young.
What's your main dish? If you could make us something right now that we know.
Fried chicken. I got a whole rap about fried chicken too.
Oh God! Oh God!
You have an air fryer, or are you gonna?
Nah, I fry it in a deep fryer.
Okay, woo. Well, let's not eat that every day.
Yeah.
Well, how do you think they should regulate TikTok though? Because too much of anything isn't good for you, right? And so sometimes we're consuming certain things, and just like Odessa said, there's not a lot of regulations on it. So what do you think should be done?
I feel like, it should be a certain age limit to TikTok, and people who post harmful things, it shouldn't be up there anyway.
Right.
It should be more socially to people who enjoy it, people who like to dance, people who like to see good stuff happen. It should have that type of impact in TikTok.
Right.
I don't want to see no self-harm. I don't want to see no somebody getting hit by a car. None of that.
Right.
I just want to see good energy, good vibes. and
Okay.
everything.
I agree
That's
with you there.
all on my For You page and TikTok.
And Quadir, what about you? What are your thoughts about social media? What are you on the most?
I love social media. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm, a saint, and I'm not going. But like TikTok, I see TikTok in some viewers and some content creators. I see them expressing themselves, like especially cause it's different type of TikToks. But right now I'm on New York TikTok, so I see all the New York TikTok.
What part of New York are
creators.
you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, East New
Okay.
York.
Everybody's from Brooklyn.
Do or die. But I just feel like, back to what Ashanti was saying, it does need to be an age limit, because it's like certain stuff that I'm seeing on TikTok that is just like a little kid shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
Like, it's like, it's one thing for them to, be in a house doing it, but it's another thing for them to go outside, for little kids to be out here wearing, wigs and stuff, coloring their hair at such a young age. Like, it's like different, like when you're like 16, all right, like, you're in high school. I would say like you're in the 10th or 11th grade,
Right.
around there. So it's like, I trust you enough to know, like, you know what you're doing, and etc. Versus, and it's a little controversial, but I feel like, it was something, and he's a controversial topic, Kanye West, right?
Okay.
It was something that Kanye West, like, he was trying to warn Kim about, I believe.
Oh, about Northwest being
Northwest on being on TikTok and stuff. So it's just like, like Northwest, for like, like example, it's just like, I feel like kids should be kids, and like sometimes TikToks influence kids to grow up.
Okay.
Versus like, then like, being your authentic self and being a child.
See, this is interesting to me because we hear adults having these conversations all the time about what should be done about social media and the harm that social media can cause to kids and all of that. But we got to hear from the kids themselves, too, I feel like. What do you guys think are the benefits? And then it's interesting to hear, Quadir, you talking about you think it should be some type of limits to it, and you can see that it can be detrimental, for people. So, but it also is, like you said, an educational thing. It's fun if it's used in the right way, so I think that's important. Now, you guys also talked about having a mentor, right? So can you talk to me about the value of having a mentor and what that's done for you?
Having a mentor is like having a bigger brother or sister. To me, I feel like having a mentor is like someone that you can go to with like homework, then like some things that you can go to like personal and etc. And I also feel like they're also there to guide you in life too. Like so far I believe I had mentors like through Tomorrow's Leader and also outside of Tomorrow's Leader, and to this day I still contact them, and we still keep in touch with each other because like it's been things that they helped me along the way that is just like, it's some things that you just can't forget. So
right, that's great. Go ahead, I can see you want to jump in. Ashanti.
Having a mentor is like the best thing that happened to me, only because my mom, like, I can't really speak to my mom about half of the things because she got 3 kids. I'm the middle child. Nobody really pay attention to the middle child. Like,
That's what they say.
So I feel like having a mentor, they help me with my homework. They help me with my goals in life. Like, they help me with a lot of things, and I could talk to, I could express my feelings to them, and it's confidential. And like, I like having that. Like, it's like another therapist, but like, it's also to guide me to the future. Like, guide me what I want to be in life and everything. Like, it's like my oldest, like Quadir said, my older sibling, because I can't barely talk to my older sibling like that. She be all over. So I like talking to my mentor, telling her, "Oh, are you available to talk right now?" Boom,
That's
there
amazing.
we go. We could talk about school. We could talk about anything, but I like having a mentor.
And what about you, Odessa? What's your experience with a mentor been like?
My experience has been great because I struggled with the social and emotional aspect in growing up with, and that's what Tomorrow's Leader is really kind of like zeroed in on with me, as I grew up in a family where it's just like, if it happens in the house, it stays in the house. Don't bring your business outside. So because I'm also the oldest, I felt the need to only cater to others. And so I never really expressed myself. And even to this day, it's very hard. It's like tooth and nail. Mr. Twain can tell you to like get something out of me. So it's just like it is having a mentor and knowing that that person actually cares and it's not just a job for them. And they really do care and they're there for you. They're there patient with you and also understand you a little bit. That's outside of a family or someone that you just think will pass by. It just really helped me a lot, and it kind of like allowed me to open up a little more and trust people a little bit more, like feel comfortable in like I don't have to be the mentor. I can be the menteed kind of.
Yeah, and then one day you guys will be mentors.
Absolutely.
Right? How do you guys vet out mentors in the program, Soyan?
So I think one of the things that makes this organization unique is our mentors. Most of them are current college students or recent college graduates. So we go to CUNY, we go to CUNY in particular, all the CUNY schools, the ones in Brooklyn, the ones in Bronx, the ones in Manhattan, the ones in Queens as well. And we recruit students who are looking to get into basically human services related fields, whether it's education, social work, psychology, or just, students who just want to give back to their community. They want to be mentors. So that's how we're able to do it. And, I've been blessed for the past, let's say, 9 years, we've been able to pay the mentors.
Oh, nice.
So they actually paid it's an internship for them. So this is like for their first foot into the door of working in human services. And we've been blessed to have mentors who have gone on to be local elected officials, who have been principals, who have been teachers, everything in between. So definitely this model of just recruiting mentors from colleges and universities is a great segue to kind of go back to what they said about having a big brother, big sister, because they're like their big brother, big sister as far as the age. So that's pretty much how we recruit the mentors.
And Ashanti, do you know what you want to be or do you have any idea? You still trying to figure it out?
Well, at first, I was looking into nursing, nurse practitioner and everything, just to see about my health, because I used to, like I said, I used to have seizures 2 years, in 2018, but it stopped in March 16, 2020. So I was looking into that, but then again, I'm like, that's not what I'm passionate about. I want to go something that I've been saying wanted to do since I was youngin'. So I said, let me stick to my culinary. Let me finish cooking. Let me show my videos off on TikTok to try to get
I have to see these videos. All right, what about you, Quadir? And it's okay if you don't know yet, because
it's not that I don't know. It's like I want to do something like a little bit of everything. But my first love and main love is acting.
Okay.
So I just love to be on stage and express myself. I do be a little nervous, but after 5 minutes in, I'm into it.
All right.
But
now I gotta ask you guys, who is your favorite artist right now? Since this is a music station, and I want to know what y'all.
Listen. Can we do a top three?
Yeah, okay, you can do a top three.
All right. You're going to have to come back to me.
That's worse.
Top three.
Cardi B, of course, I've been a fan since Loving Hip Hop. And I'm
How old were you watching Love and Hip Hop?
Right. When Cardi B was on Love and Hip Hop, I think I'm 18 now, so I think 15, 16.
Okay.
15, 16.
No, I said that was longer than that. No, you would not know 15
that was before that.
Yeah.
That was before that.
Dang, it's been that long?
Yes.
It's been that long.
Okay. All right, so Cardi B's in your top three.
Cardi B, definitely Glorilla.
Okay.
And let me see.
Glorilla is wild too. So is Cardi.
Yeah.
That's good.
I love them. And let me see. I like Fabio Foreign.
Okay. Brooklyn. I'm not mad at it. All right. So let's hear Ashanti. I feel like you have yours ready.
My top three is going to say Ice Spice number 1. Sorry. Ice Spice number 1.
The women are killing it.
My second one, Little Durk.
Okay. Little Durk.
Uh-huh.
He'll go.
And A Boogie, my third one.
All right. Odessa.
So you see,
It's fine. Come on.
So number one, I'm into K-pop right now. So number one, BTS.
All
Number
right.
one. It's number one.
They got a billion fans. So
Yeah. You know, day one. I was here since day one.
I was in the airport one time while they were in the airport. I didn't know what was going on.
They were there.
Yeah, they were in the airport and everybody was going crazy. I was like, what is happening? They were trying to follow them through security. All right, go ahead. So BTS.
I'm agree with Cardi B. And my third, I don't know my third.
Okay.
I feel like those are the top
Those
two
are your top
for
two.
me.
All right, that's
Top
fine.
two
You
for
narrowed
me.
it down. How do you feel when artists beef with each other? Do you feel like you have to pick a side, or do you feel like you could like both?
It's hard.
That's their business. I just like the artist and the song. I don't care what happens in between there. Because I feel like that's just a personal thing at that moment. And if I do pick a side, that's very much invested and it can get toxic really quickly. I've seen people fight other people because they've taken sides. So I'm
Whoa.
just like,
Y'all
wow,
ain't got
they're
nothing to do
fighting.
with this.
They're fighting. That's crazy. But their song was good, though.
Okay. What do you guys think? Because sometimes we see these artists going at each other.
I don't want to get dragged when people see this, but this goes back because in the cafeteria, you know, me and my friends will go at it. Like a few years ago, we all know Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma had Cardi. I said had Cardi. Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma had beef. So we was just going at it, and I was like, you can't go at it from like hit numbers or records or anything. You got to go off of like, you know, facts and like what's been happening within the last few years. Personally, me, I feel like Nicki Minaj is a little shady. Not to say like, you know, it's no hate towards Nicki Minaj. You know, I like Nicki Minaj because before I knew her, Remy Ma was locked away at the time. And then before Cardi B was here, you know, Nicki Minaj was here. But it started to switch when I just started to see like just little petty stuff. So like, but when it comes to the beef, I just like, you know, watch from home. Because the Barbs, you know, they go full throttle on Twitter.
Yes, they do. They go full throttle.
So
does it affect you? Like when you see what artist, can you just listen to music and be okay with just that? Or do you pay attention a lot to people's personal lives and what they have going on? Can you separate the artist from what goes on in their personal life?
Ashanti? I might have to come back on that one. I got to think about that.
What do you think?
Can you repeat the
Ashanti,
question?
well, can you separate what an artist's music sounds like if you just love their music from their personal life? Or do you think it all, like, do you feel like you need to know a lot about the artist? Do you pay attention to what they're doing? Maybe if you personally don't like certain things, will it make you not like their music?
No, not really, because like I don't care as long as your voice is nice and I like you as an artist. Then I don't care what the personal life is, because it's your personal life and you're arguing with another famous celebrity. It's not me. Like, it's not my content. It's not like I'm entertaining it. So like I'm just gonna listen to your music regardless. You see how
his song is a
Nicki
his song.
and Cardi was beefing
Right.
before. Like I still was listening to Nicki and I still was listening to Cardi.
You like them
both of them at the same time. Like I didn't care. People was like, "Oh, you mad fake?" No, I'm not fake. It's just
When the
music.
music is
It's
like
good.
too.
It's music.
What's the song that you first heard on? Like, you think that TikTok is how music breaks today?
Yes.
Do you hear most new music off of TikTok?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why I searched up "Mad at My Songs." It's from TikTok. Like I be listening to the song. If I don't see the song down on the bottom of TikTok, I just type it in from YouTube, the name of the song. Like I sing it with it. I be helping it. I be like, "This year, money," and then I found it right there. I was like, "Yeah, nah."
All right. Well, listen, you guys, I appreciate y'all for coming through and chopping it up, because not only did I want to get into your personal lives and this program, Tomorrow's Leaders, right? And Tomorrow's Leaders NYC, TLNYC. What's the website for people?
That's tlnyc.org.
All right, so-
acronyms.
so they-
TLNYC.
Okay, all right, we like that. So that people can learn more about it, because I do think it's important. And I love the fact that y'all came up here and were unafraid to talk about your own personal lives and experiences, and the fact that you guys are all seniors now, about to, is everybody going to college?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So you said Hampton. Where are you going?
Kingsborough Community College.
Okay. All right, Kingsborough Community College. And Quadair, where are you going?
The illustrious Clark Atlanta University.
Oh, that's why you got the hoodie on. It's like you there already. Did you ever envision all of this happening? No.
I would say no, but I always did want to do like a little type of podcast or something, like you know, because I feel like it's a way to like you know express yourself and like say like you know what's going on and inform people of what's going on. So like you know, that's always been something that I can see myself doing as a side hustle.
Okay. Well, you're definitely very outspoken and personable.
Thank you.
So that's a good thing. All right. What about you, ladies? Did you ever see any of these things happening? Graduating, going to college? Did you always know you were going to go to college from when you were young?
I knew I had no choice.
Me too. So did I.
So, because
okay.
I'm like the first, I would be the first generation going to college in my family.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Thank you. And so my mom was just like, she looked at me and she was like, yeah, she going to college. Because she's not, she said, I'm breaking the generational cycle. You're going to college, you're moving on, degrees. She said, I don't know how you're going to do it, but we going to college. So I knew college was definitely going to have to be on that bracket. But as far as the podcast, no. No. It was just like, when I heard I had to come here, I was like, April Fools.
I'm glad you guys came. And Shanti, what about you? Did you always know you were going to go to college, or?
Yes, I knew I was going to go to college because I wanted to be the first generation in my family. I see, like, I want to push my little sister, like, to go to college as well. Like, it's not that hard as long as, like, you feel me? Let's try to work hard, try to work up to it, you know? You could be what you want. You could get many degrees and everything, but podcasts, I never knew I was going to be up here.
Well, you guys did an amazing job.
I think I want to say one thing. I think the blessing here is just hearing you all speak that, you know, Juade has been with the program for 5 years. Odessa has been involved in the program for 7 years. Ashanti 3 years. And even when you talk about college, it was interesting because I just casually took them to an HBCU tour in February, thinking nothing of it, taking them to Morgan, Virginia State and Hampton. And being in Hampton, I was bragged about Hampton, but never, and I said this, you know, I'm probably going to cry one day, but I would have never thought that one of my students from my program that I started would go to the same school as me.
Nice.
And that's just something that just like comes back full circle. So.
I told him I'm expecting the tiz.
Well, guess what? When you become an attorney, if he needs any type of legal work done, you know that's going to be. When we got to get that paperwork together, whatever, that's your job.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Again,
Thank you.
tomorrow's leaders, we appreciate you guys for coming through, and congratulations. And I cannot wait to see those graduation pictures.
Thank you.